never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
The past is gone. Now's the future.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Weekly Review. My name is Mike Larkin, and I am joined by the dead man of RWT, Paul Morales, and my boy DC, Daniel Crimmins. Gentlemen, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? You feel me?
What is up, TSK? Oh. Y'all, that was my bad. Y'all be good.
My bad.
I was gonna say, so anything good happened this week? I haven't heard anything really good that happened this week.
Well, a lot has happened.
What do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? Well,
What do you want to talk about?
We had a lot of great shows this weekend. We had Against All Odds from TNA. We had When Worlds Collide with WWE, as well as Money in the Bank. And we'll get to the news that everybody wants to talk about, and that is the return of R-Truth. Yes, we want truth. We got truth.
No. That was not R-Truth.
That was Ron.
That was Ron Killings.
That was Ron Killings. Well, Ron the Truth Killings. Ron Killings is back. And there's a lot to get into. And first and foremost, we'll send our sympathies and our love towards Ric Flair, because Ric Flair has announced and has been diagnosed with skin cancer and will undergo treatment next week. Now, we talked about Ric Flair last week. Rick, don't be making fun of people. And now this week we find out that your ass got skin cancer. Rick, don't do it. Don't do it. Woo! And I mean, I wish him well too as well, but God damn it. Rick, that's what you get. That's what you get. That's all I got to say. Y'all want to comment?
I'll just say this,
It sucks.
Cancer in any form is terrible. I don't know a situation or how much is there, but assuming they got it early, he has access to, I'm probably assuming, some of the best healthcare possible.
Right.
And I got to think all the years of tanning and all that stuff probably, I would think, played a part in all this.
Oh, agreed. That definitely does. The whining and dining, the styling and profiling, that catches up a lot.
Past life, it catches up. But my hope is they caught it early, that he's surrounded by good doctors that are knowledgeable in what they're doing, and that he kicks its ass. Regardless of comments that he made to JR or about anybody else, you don't wish that on anybody.
No, not at all.
No, you don't wish that on anybody. I mean, but still, I know he kind of made a crack joke about JR. I mean, maybe it was sort of like an inside joke between them. Hey, that's fine and dandy. If that's kind of how the morbid sense of humor that they have with each other, okay, fine and dandy. But when you kind of roll with the punches, and then this ends up happening, yeah, it was kind of karma coming down the pipe.
Oh, agreed, man. And I think wishing both Ric Flair and JR very much well and speedy recoveries with everything and just going through it. Cancer, like Daniel said, we've all dealt with loved ones who've had cancer and everything. So, I mean, just wishing nothing but love, health, and wealth and happiness to each and every one of them. And I mean, the other sad news of the week that we found out, because it became more reported, is the woman behind Claire Lynch has passed away, which kind of upset me too. I know we've mentioned that many a times about it's become folklore about TNA's one of the worst angles ever is that Claire Lynch thing and everything that went down with that. But it still gets talked about just because of how buck wild that angle was. But the woman behind Claire Lynch, unfortunately, has passed away. So much love and respect and condolences to each and every one of the family. Y'all want to talk about Claire Lynch and the woman behind Claire Lynch? I know we really didn't know her too much, but it gave us some interesting television from TNA.
She was an actress, wasn't she?
She was an actress,
Yeah.
yes.
And I remember her saying, like, she had never really watched wrestling before this.
Nope. Not at all.
And I think Wasn't this one of AJ's last storylines?
Like one or two. He like left like a year or two after that. Yeah.
Because this is a period where, like, honestly, where I'd fallen off TNA with TNA.
Yeah, I
But
think it's one of those things where like it was supposed to be like AJ Styles and Dixie Carter were having like a thing, but it actually turns out that AJ and Dixie were helping out Claire Lynch, who I believe was supposed to be like her niece, and she's an addict. But then it's all accusing stuff of like, hey, you're having my baby, you cheated on your wife with me, the whole nine, and it just goes all over the place. And like you mentioned, it was a case of she's an actress, she's around the wrestling fans, and she doesn't know how to deal with it because it was crazy. So they immediately dropped the angle afterwards. And yeah, it became like a very short thing in the AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian. But yeah, this was at a time where I don't blame you for not watching because this was during the Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff run. So it got a little wild around this time.
we don't talk about that.
No, we don't. But Paul, do you want to also chime in as well as Julia Riley is the young lady's name who passed away, the woman who played Claire Lynch?
You know, it's kind of it's weird how you're always remembered for possibly one of the worst storylines,
Yes,
per se, and it sucks. I mean, she did, she did come away from this, and kind of, go on living her life and doing stuff away from wrestling. So it was like kind of like a one-off.
Yeah.
Never to be heard from again, really. But it just sucks, that just for her passing, one, but two is just sadly that in the folklore of wrestling, that this is how you're going to be remembered.
Yeah, and this was reported on other sites as well, including Fightful and the Wrestling Observer. So what they stated was that her body was discovered in her home in Orlando 2 months ago after she failed to appear at a scheduled event. It's been indicated that she died of natural causes. For those unfamiliar, it took place in TNA back in 2012 when Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian accused AJ Styles of having an affair with a woman who was pregnant with his child. The storyline was universally panned by fans and critics alike. Once fans discovered who Riley was, she was harassed online until she quit the role. The storyline was abruptly dropped shortly after her departure. So, I mean, it's an interesting point, something that happened 13 years ago. But yeah, my love to the family and condolences to the family of Julia Riley, the woman who played Claire Lynch. And it's sad, but it's just that is what she's become known for in history. So again,
you think that similarly, Thea Vidal with WWE being Shelton Benjamin's mama,
who's a great actress, and everybody, she had a short-lived TV show, Thea, with her, Brandy, and Jason Weaver back in the day, and then she's Shelton Benjamin's mama. I mean, she was on the Wayans Brothers, the infamous episode with her and Keith Sweat and Marlon Wayans in the play, and like everything that goes into her acting credits. But when you think of Thea Vidal, us as wrestling fans, we know her as Shelton Benjamin's mama. And I think the funny part about it is when Shelton was on Maven's YouTube channel, he was asked, did Vince have any plans of bringing in your mama? And he said, yeah. And he told him, hell no, I'm not going to expose my actual mother to this locker room. And he's very, very correct on that because, oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, it's tough, but that's good.
Just to add some lightness to this, because, it's definitely what we try and do.
Yeah.
The backstage segment with Viscera and Shelton's mama.
I've got to have it.
Oh, man.
Another one gone way too soon.
Yeah, God rest both of their souls. So now we get into some relevantly newer topics as well. Man, everybody's been on The Miz. He's gone. He removed everything from social media. Derp.
Man, you can't have our conversation up on right there, man. They're gonna see the midgets that I sent you, man. Man, see, this is the whole problem with you, man. See, you put stuff up, man. All of a sudden, you're gonna be scrolling. All of a sudden, we're gonna see some midget hookers rolling through the thing, and I'm like, man, see, you got to stop this, man.
Hey, Paul, at least he doesn't have his browser history up.
That's true. I'm sorry, my bad.
Y'all got to stop. Anyway, going back. We see it every show. Please stop. So, you son of a bitch. So the Miz,
You're welcome.
The Miz confirmed on his Instagram that he has not changed any info on social media. He hasn't unfollowed the WWE. He's in great standing with the WWE. And this is what he put on his Instagram.
Social media real. And my thing is, everyone get off of social media and don't listen to any of it. Because it's all false. Everything I've seen about me is false. And I didn't want to address this. I thought it would just go away. I didn't want to draw attention to it, because if I said something, then it might draw more attention, and I just didn't want that, but it just keeps going. So I will say it like it is. As far as X, Instagram, and TikTok and my profiles, I've never changed any of them recently. Like the last time I changed my Twitter profile was probably 5 years ago. It still says Twitter on it, so it doesn't say X. So I haven't changed that in like 5 years. I haven't unfollowed WWE at all. WWE and I are in very good standings. Like we just dropped Miz Golf, which is part of WWE's YouTube. So, and then as far as WWE's concerned, tonight is the most important pay-per-view of the year, in my opinion, because it's Money in the Bank. And
So Miz ain't going nowhere, as he confirmed.
I ain't going nowhere.
There.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
So he out the door. So he out the door, man. I'm just saying.
I can't. But yeah, no, it's.
I don't know.
I don't know.
The Miz, man.
It's the.
I mean, we thought John was never gonna come back. We thought Dwayne was never gonna come back. We thought, I mean, they came back, and of course, Miz has been there for literally 20 years.
I know, right?
Which is still fucking wild to me. Like,
I'm sorry. The one thing is that dude went from the real world,
yes,
to doing Tough Enough, and then now he's been in the WWE 20 fucking years.
From the days of the Faux Hawk and beating Tatanka in his debut. Yes, and the reality check and the Dixie Dog fight with Daniel Puder at Armageddon 04, the $1 Million Tough Enough. From Miz and Morrison, the Misfits and Mofos, the Chick Magnet, the A-lister, from everything. That man has gone through it all. And the Miz is still cooking, even now with him and Carmelo Hayes.
and I'll say, like, I don't think Miz gets enough credit.
They don't, because they just see, and that's the problem. I always hate seeing online when people are like, oh, they come to WWE and they're feuding with the Miz. Like, you know how much stuff you can learn from the Miz, who's been there and seen it all, done it all? Like, you know how much you can learn from working with the Miz? Like, shut up, people.
I would equate Miz to similar to a Kurt Hennig.
Yeah.
Someone who just understands wrestling. Like, Miz is one of those guys where he can do the baby face or he can do the shit talking heel. A lot of guys, and you both can agree with me on this, like, a lot of guys cannot pull it off very well. And he can do both. Like, he can be, I've seen him do the heel shit very well. And I've also seen him be that sympathetic baby face where if you had told me, years ago, I would have been like, no. But when Miz won his second WWE title, you had fans saying, you had people saying that he deserved it. And, you had people who, all online, people were saying, thank God he finally got it again. I mean, he'd only hold it for like 8 days.
But still, I mean, I look at it like this, even for what he did with the Otis feud that led to him losing to Bobby Lashley. Like, he made the most of it, and him and John Morrison were doing their comedy shtick at the time, and then, Miz winning that title, cashing it in on Drew McIntyre, and then losing to Bobby Lashley. I mean, for the pandemic era, they did their damn thing. So, I mean, kudos and much love to the Miz, man. And I mean,
should have brought Miz Girl in for that.
Miz Girl. Yes.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know. I really do. I think she grew up. Yes. She's living her life and just doing her thing. I think the best part about it too, as well, is I think we'll go to the AEW side really quickly before we get into TNA and all that. So AEW made their huge announcement, because I know this was a very huge announcement to each and every one of us, that at All in Texas, it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada for the winner-take-all AEW Continental and International Championship. Guys, are you astonished? Are you stunned that we got the announcement of Kenny Omega and Okada on Dynamite? I know, right?
I am beyond stunned. Like, I never thought we would see this.
I
Oh
never.
my God. Is this their first time? Is this their first encounter together?
It's only their 5th encounter, but the other 4 were in New Japan. Come on now, y'all.
You remember that one time, those last times that they worked in New Japan?
Oh God, it sucks. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's still gonna be a great fucking
I'm
match.
sorry. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that gets me the most is that I'm trying to think of the match that should have happened years ago that happened later in life.
Yes.
It's like having 2 geriatric guys fight at, in their 40s when it should have happened, when we know that the better of the matches all happened when they were in their like early 30s, late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
So it's like Tony Khan is literally wheeling them out there, and I have nothing but mad respect for Omega and Okada. I think that they're amazing wrestlers. I know that they'll go out there, bust their asses and do everything that they need to put on a great show. That's not even remotely what I'm saying. I think as we know that the moves will still be there, but I know that it'll be far few and in between from those matches that they had previously, including their last one, which I thought was far better, which I thought was very, very top notch. I just don't want Kenny Omega, who was gone with back issues for literally almost a year and a half, to have to come back to have to do this all over again. Do they need to go out there and do an hour-long match?
No.
Give me a time.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, 25 minutes. That was going to be my guess. Yep.
25 minutes. I just want, I don't even want a half hour. I want 20 to 25 minutes. I think if they go out there for 20 to 25 minutes, kind of compress what they usually do in an hour.
Yeah.
To have some great storytelling to kind of continue on what they did in New Japan, I think it'll be great. I think it would just be excellent. I don't need them to go out there to go for a 60-minute draw so they both end up still champions. I need one winner. One. And get rid of the other damn title. I don't care which one they keep, but they need to get rid of the other one because they need tag team titles for those women.
So we have another 4 hours of Dynamite and Collision this week again, like we had this week. And God, it was long because of these damn playoffs and everything, and Stanley Cup and basketball and everything in between. So I got to say this week, so they're repeating what they did this week, next week. So this week we had Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Mercedes Moné was eating steak and drinking wine watching this match, and then Tony takes a bite of the steak, and this is how we're building to Tony and Mercedes. And then next week we're going to get Tony Storm versus Julia Hart one-on-one, but Mercedes is going to be on commentary again. So he's literally doing the same thing pretty much twice in the same week, and it just, it's 4 hours of this shiznit. We're probably going to get Will Ospreay and Swerve or whomever against the fucking Crew because we had Leo Rush and Action Andretti come out there. These 4 hours, it was just long this week, and the big thing out of it was just Okada and Omega being announced. And also, I'm going to tell you right now, if we get Swerve and Ospreay and Swerve at All In, and it leads to Hangman not winning the title because it's so apropos if he wins it. The Cowboy wins it in Texas, but then I see Forbidden Door in the UK and Will Ospreay's on the poster. I'm telling you right now, I think it's going to set up to Ospreay versus Moxley at fucking Forbidden Door, and then we're going to wait till Wrestle Dream in Washington, and then Darby Allin wins it back. So I think we're going to have, unfortunately, another 3 or 4 months of the Death Riders, and it just saddens me.
It doesn't make any sense to have them out there for that damn long.
I agree.
I would much rather have Hangman versus Ospreay.
Yes.
As opposed to John Moxley versus Ospreay.
I agree with you, but I think that's where they're going. The home countryman, bruv, goes against John Moxley and tries to tear it down, tries to save AEW because, as Will Ospreay said this week, AEW sucks with John Moxley as the champion. Then he had that look on his face like, oh shit, did I just say that? Because he literally just said what all of us have been saying for the last fucking 9 months, that AEW sucks with John Moxley as the champion. You literally have been saying what AEW fans have been saying for the last fucking 9 months since this bullshit story started.
I'll say it again. I feel like I'm a broken fucking record with this fucking bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Mox is one of the absolute greatest. You know, he's what, a 4-time champion now? Is that what he's on?
Yeah, about that.
This has been the single worst run he has fucking had. Like, I can only think. I mean, we all know how big that fucking belt of theirs is. There is no way that belt is in that briefcase. They probably have a new one. And I will bet you whoever takes it off them is probably going to be the first one to have it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where with AEW, I'm just very, very much, like I'll say, broken record here. It's not that we hate it, we're frustrated. And even with the addition of Hangman Page going against Jon Moxley, it still doesn't pique the interest because we know where this is going. And it's unfortunate, you know, and it just if it leads to even the Young Bucks getting involved. And then my fear is here's what they're going to do. They're going to have the return of Jungle Juice, the douche of the jungle, at friggin' All In to help Moxley win. We'll see the Young Bucks get involved, and that's where Jungle Boy comes back. And then we'll have a 6-man of Hangman, Swerve, and Ospreay against the Elite. And I'm like, God, that's going to be even worse. But I don't know. It's a whole cluster.
They'll turn it into one big stable. It'll be the Death Riders Elite.
The Death Riders Elite.
I mean, and it's the same fucking thing. Like this whole Tony Storm Mercedes shit. We know where this is gonna end.
I really hope she does.
Tony Storm is not winning it.
But here's the thing: where do you go afterwards? Because what do you do after this? You have both the champions facing each other. Who's next? Thekla. And Thekla is facing fucking Queen Aminata and Lady Frost already. So come on. And I like Thekla. But was it Thekla or Tekla? It's Tekla. Tekla. Thank you.
Whatever.
Tekla. I have a feeling they're going to do what they did.
No disrespect, but it's just like everybody has so many variations of her name.
Yes. So Tekla.
I didn't mean that in a disrespectful
manner.
Yeah,
absolutely. I hear you, man. But yeah, Tekla is defeating Queen Aminata and fucking Lady Frost. And I'm like, if this is to build her like they did with Megan Bayne, and the reason why I'm saying Tony Storm might win is because we're going to get Tony Storm and Thekla, but I'm like, it's too soon for Thekla. And Camille is doing some TV project, film, whatever, and it does, and that's why she's off of TV. And it's not Queen of the Ring, it's something else. But I'm just like, Jesus, like you have nothing with this division. You literally have nothing with this division, and this is where I'll get. And then I'll bring this up. Before we go,
struggled since the start, to have a long-term women's division. They've always struggled with it.
Oh, this right here,
you got, and you don't really have any like you said. After this match, whoever wins, whether it be Mercedes, Mariah, or Tony, whatever, who's next? Like. Deonna Purrazzo is doing
nothing.
I'm waiting to run out her contract before she goes to WWE.
Or she goes back to TNA. Yeah.
Or it goes back.
It'll be WWE at this point.
True.
You know what? The weird thing is like something we've stressed over and over again. It's like your lack of story. It's not so much your lack of stories. It's just that your lack of usage of the women that you have on your roster. It's literally the exact same thing that people bitch and complain about WWE not doing. Yeah. And it's literally what you're not doing. It's literally what Tony Khan is not doing. The talent is there. He's got this abundance of talent. Why is Megan Bayne stuck in a tag team? Why is Megan Bayne just stuck in a tag team period? You just literally had her face Tony Storm not 3 months ago.
Like the last pay-per-view.
So literally all I'm asking is like, you have all these amazing women. Megan Bayne, who is a fucking beast, who is awesome in the ring, can go out there and work with anybody, and yet you have her stuck in a tag team division with who the hell is her partner again? Penelope Ford. I mean, and it's like,
and they're feuding with Ty Mello, who just came back in Anna Jay. So Ty Mello.
Yeah, and that's just it. And it's like, why? Why is it that this is happening? And it's like Julia Hart and Sky Blue. it's like you're trying to run into this tag team division, but you don't need to. What you really need to do is create at least, 5, 6 women at least that are in that main card picture. If you're not going to, we've complained about the TBS title just kind of being a trophy for Mercedes to hold, like as if that's gonna propel it, because it's not. Again, I'm not saying that Mercedes isn't going out there and busting her ass and doing a great job in the ring. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just specifically talking about there is no elevation for anybody else if she's continually holding on to the title. You want it to elevate, fine. Take it off of Mercedes, have somebody else win it to take it off of her, and then, have a good run with it. It's like Lyra Valkyria. Look at what she's done with the women's intercontinental title.
Oh, she's elevated that.
Over 130 something days with the title. Since its inception, she is literally the first champion and has held it for over 130 days. And she did great, but one of her better feuds is with freaking Becky Lynch. All I'm saying is that there needs to be some sort of division that's there. And it's literally, you're like copy paste, let me put this person here and let me put this person here, and nobody is being elevated.
That's the thing too. And as we go over to here, like this is from Cage Side Seats, I wanted to bring this up too. Mercedes Moné just added another collection to her titles. She is now a champion over there in Austria. She just won the title, so you can add another belt over there. She won a title in Austria, so good on you, Mercedes Moné.
Hold on, big fucking deal.
There you go.
I mean, you know what? Go over to somewhere, be a name for that title. Cool, great, fine, dandy.
Right.
But the company that you work for needs people to elevate the title that you're holding.
Agreed. Well, my thing too is I hate, like you mentioned, the tag teams. Going back to that, it's just like, and Tony Khan has even mentioned, like, I wouldn't mind. I would be open to AEW women's tag team titles. You don't need to have any more titles.
You know what I'm comparing this? What I'm going to compare this to is literally Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh boy, you're going
it's
that
title way. Versus it's title for title. That's literally what the match is going to be like. Yeah. But it's like they're not doing anything with it. And literally at that point in time, and I think it was 1990.
1990, WrestleMania 6.
1990. It was Hogan, Warrior, and nobody else.
Yep. I look at it like this. Well, she's been very much adamant about, those two. I mean, Tony Storm in her promos talk about, we got flowers, we got trophies, we're referencing Mae Young Classic and the NXT bouts. But with them is, I think Mercedes' mindset now is she wants to outdo with this match what she did with Bayley at TakeOver in 2015. And I'm sorry, and I love Tony Storm, but you can't. Like, that moment in time was special. The story that led up to that match was special. This is just, we already know. Like it's not, and I hate to put it like that, and it's going to be a good match, but we already know the outcome.
DC, who's going to win?
Who's going to win, Mercedes or Tony? Go ahead, Dan.
The fucking sickos.
The fucking sickos.
Thank you.
There you go.
But this lady right here, that's the one I went on a rant on.
Oh, so this was at the ROH.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would rather pass a fucking kidney stone than watch this fucking bullshit, because we know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Oh yeah, we know. The thing too is with this one over here, everybody's like, "Will this be at All In?" Because we have Thunder Rosa looks to be going against Athena in Texas for the Ring of Honor title, women's title. I'm like, no, it'll be at Supercard of Honor the night before, which will also be in Texas, maybe. So if you're gonna do something and you want the two girls from Texas facing each other, do it at fucking Supercard of Honor. Or if you want to do something special, put it all in. I don't care. But Athena versus Thunder Rosa is something that I'm actually interested in.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why Thunder Rosa had to be subjected to just, what she was doing. Paul went on the rant last week. And Athena, who's just 2 weeks ago, thank you, and who is subjected to Ring of Honor now. It's just, God, it angers me. And then we'll go back to Tony, and then we'll get into our good stuff here. So Tony, give me a second here as I fucking take this off the screen. God damn it.
The problem, though, I want to circle back to it.
Hit me.
We know what's gonna happen. You know, Mercedes is gonna hold the title for a million fucking years.
Mhm.
Because why not?
Because why not?
What do you do with Tony Storm? You know, shit like this. You know, people say, "Well, you don't know that Mercedes is gonna win. You don't know that." These are also the same fucking nerds that said that Mariah May wasn't going anywhere.
Oh, we got to talk about that. We'll get to that. In a
Yeah,
minute.
how's that going for you folks?
Yeah, we'll get into that. Friggin' Paul lost his fucking. Paul lost his shit. We'll get to that in a second because Paul was all happy in our chat. So Tony Khan recently told AEW fans to not gatekeep the promotion and to let WWE fans in with arms wide open. So, oh yeah. So Juan Carlos tweeted, lately Fed fans are asking questions about AEW and wanting to watch it. Should we gatekeep this promotion or letting them in? And Tony Khan responded to this jamoke saying, please gatekeep nothing, sir. Please welcome these people to AEW with arms wide open. Which is nice. But then again, this is the same guy who was bald assholes and going at WWE for Jinder and Seth Rollins, and Hook had more match time than Jinder Mahal and the Dur. So it's kind of funny for Tony to actually be saying this. Just saying.
I mean, not really. It's capitalism.
Yeah. True.
What do you want? His money. Excuse me.
Money.
What do you think, Paul?
He's not wrong though. It's like we get like this tribalism bullshit. We got gatekeepers on one side, we got tribalism on the other, and then it's like we got people just can't be wrestling fans.
No, they can't.
People cannot talk about just being wrestling fans.
Nope.
It's like anybody who goes anywhere. We want to keep them everywhere where they are. It's like we want to keep them where they are, and then allow them to flourish, in that craft, where they are, in the career that they choose, and it's like we want them to be in that same place, for however long that they're going to be there for. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they go, it isn't bad if they go to some other place. It's like Edge, Adam Copeland. It's not bad when you go somewhere else. Well, when you shorten your name to Cope is when that becomes, a clusterfuck of fuckery, But we as fans need to be okay with them going somewhere else. Yeah. We're gonna bicker about them leaving from one place, and going to another, and we want them to stay where we know them, where we know them to be familiar to us. Yeah, we want them to stay there, but man, why is it so hard for fans, specific IWC fans, that just can't be happy for somebody to go somewhere else?
This is where Paul's going to
It's like Dan gets mad at everybody.
Dan gets mad at everybody. Well, this is where Paul will be all happy now, because before I get to the TNA talk and Karrion Kross, we got to talk about the girl. So this week on NXT, which was a great show if you haven't checked it out, the big news that came out of NXT, the women are all in the ring, JC Jane and the new girl that girl from Level Up, I got to tell you right now, I'm excited to see where she does. I know she's relatively new, but I think she's going to do very well, because I was like, who the hell is this girl? But then I found out she was on Level Up. So she was there. All the girls came out and they fought because they want that women's championship. Jordan Grace came out, Thea Hale, Jada Parker, practically the whole women's locker room, right? But then the lights go out and the glamour has arrived in NXT. The glamorous one there, Mariah May, and was talking about she's finally arrived in NXT. Corey Graves was literally having an outer body experience, and it was just awesome just to see Mariah May standing on top there with the spotlight on her. Mariah May is going to be the integral part of the NXT women's division. I was excited. I really, really was excited. I'm excited to see what Mariah May does in WWE, what her name's now going to be. So we shall see. We'll start with Paul because Paul was the one who's just like, oh my God, it's Mariah May.
You know what? I just don't want her to have some stupid ass name like, Mariah December, Mariah March, something like that. We don't need nothing like that. Or Maria June. I don't know, some stupid name. We don't need it. We don't need it to be some sort of dumb name that actually has a first name and a month of the year. That's all we don't need. But I'm just happy for her. I know she had been posting some cryptic stuff all over social media and not really saying anything, particular that other than just pictures of her in wrestling moments. And then, yeah. And then I think she posted something from John Cena too, which was kind of weird. And I don't think anybody kind of talked about
John Cena. But that's the
John Cena.
And she had those predictions, like those videos resurfaced of her and her friend at the Royal Rumble and all that, which was cool. It's like we knew she wanted to come to WWE all along. And then this just goes back to the tribalism. The AEW sickos were all turning on her. Oh, who cares? We got Thekla now. We got this one. We got that one. Nobody cares about Mariah.
That was all DC, man. Daniel Crimmins is the one who was like, man, nobody needs to go anywhere. We just need to keep her and blah, blah, blah. And he was all mad and in uproar, and he was like this with his fist. He was
damn
like,
you, damn you,
damn you.
Old man yells at cloud.
No, that was Nicola who didn't care, as she said in the prediction show. Who cares?
No, she said, "Suck my dick." That's what
Suck
she
my
said.
dick. One. So,
if you want to see that, check out Mike's YouTube channel. Mike will put the link down below.
Cheap Pop number 1. So,
but
yeah,
it's the way I look at it is this, and what's funny is the sickos will say it whenever it's someone, in WWE that goes to, they'll say, well, let him go where they're happy. Well, if someone wants to go to fucking WWE, if you were a true fan, you'd say whatever makes them happy.
Exactly.
And I said, well, if she wants to go to WWE, why did she go to AEW? To get her star power up. Because if she makes a name for herself, you can command more money.
Exactly.
And are there going to be more that are going to leave AEW to go to WWE? Yes. Are there going to be more from WWE that go to AEW?
Yes.
Also, yes. That's like, these people seem to forget what it was like. Excuse me, when we had WWE, ECW, and WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Happened all the time. I remember when Big Show debuted in WWF back in the
Valentine's Day Massacre.
I remember when it broke. This is early era of the internet, but you saw a picture of him backstage, you're like, oh. But I remember when Jericho showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a cool thing because you never know where somebody's going to show up. And see, here's the thing. They're saying, well, why did she go to NXT? Why didn't she go to the main roster? What does it fucking matter? NXT is a fun fucking show.
Yeah, and to get her ready for the main roster, to get her used to the WWE style of production.
That's where I was going to say.
How long was Stephanie Becker really in NXT? What, 7 months?
6-7 months.
How long was Julia there? About the same amount of time.
Same amount of time.
And she's
Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace. Same there. Same amount of time.
Jordan Grace is getting ready to get called up to SmackDown.
Exactly. So people, shut the fuck up.
And we need people to replace them. He adds legitimacy to it. Because here's the thing. Casey Jane, now people gave shit about her winning it. She has busted her fucking ass.
For 4 years.
I am excited to see what she does with this title.
And she deserves it. From Toxic Attraction, Fatal Influence, she stuck through in the long haul and she got the title. Like Mandy Rose helped her.
Think of how many great fucking women have held that title. Asuka, Bayley, Mercedes. Charlotte, Rhea, Shayna.
Io.
Yeah.
Literally everyone that has held that title has been incredible.
I mean, Raquel was one, Mandy Rose, the whole night. Even if you look at the later years, like there was a lot.
Raquel didn't hold that long enough. They should have given her a longer run.
That was true. Like they
But I
gave
think
me
that was too quick of a call up. I think she would have flourished more being like a Rhea Ripley type, being up on that down in NXT or in NXT period, and we could have gotten Rhea versus Raquel down there.
We did get it down.
And that would have been beautiful for her to stay down there for a little while longer. But of course, we get Vince and
we did get it in NXT.
The dumb shit that he does. So
we did get it in NXT.
No, but I mean for a longer period of time.
Longer period. Okay, yeah. I was about to say
actual feud.
I feel you. Yeah, okay. I feel you. Thank you. But no, that's the thing too. It's just
don't make me reiterate shit. No, that's it. You know what? DC, it's just me and you now. All right, man.
Mike has been deleted.
Sorry. Now, speaking of, well, I was going to go with this. Now, what I had said was we have people in the tribalism in the IWC, people even going over poor Cedric now. So, as it was reported, there's been a lot of talk, and this is from PW Insider, about TNA's interest in Cedric Alexander, with some believing he may be starting soon for the company. So, am I shocked that Cedric's going to go to TNA over AEW? No, because two words, Big Swole. Because Tony really treated Big Swole, his wife, very well the last time that she was there. So, yes, I see Cedric going to TNA. If you remember from Impact where Tasha Steelz was on the phone, you know, you're the only one he'll listen to. I think we're setting up Cedric versus Mustafa Ali in TNA, which they have history, and I ain't mad at it. So, Paul, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on Cedric going to TNA?
I think it's a great place for him to go. And then one thing that we had talked about, we had discussed, in our conversations, I said that he can go there and, possibly tag team with Rich Swann. But the one thing I forgot to mention was that Rich Swann was a TNA champion.
Yes, he was.
He was the main champion. That's what I could see for Cedric. I could see him going out there and being the champion for the company, holding that, carrying that banner for them, because he is that damn good in the ring. And, with everything that goes on with WWE and their partnership with TNA, he can come back to WWE, go down to NXT and have great matches there too. I think the X division, like you said, Michael, would be a great thing for him too. Mm-hmm.
But that's
their international title would be a good fit for him too. It's something for something.
Or hear me out.
Okay.
Maybe have him be the one to get the fucking TNA title back.
Hey, him and Trick Williams, I'm cool with that.
I am cool with that. Perfectly cool with that.
Well, what I want to see.
Yes.
I want to see Cedric in a fucking Ultimate X match.
Oh my goodness. Like the multi-Ultimate X's or just an Ultimate X period. I like it. I like that style. Him hanging off the cable. Yep.
We saw what he did in the Cruiserweight Classic years ago.
Oh, with Kota Ibushi and Grand Metalik.
Exactly. When you let someone like him go, let him do what he can do. He is criminally underrated.
Did I even mention the pre-show match at WrestleMania with him and Ali and John Cena in the audience being in shock after seeing that Spanish Fly? Like, I mean, he's someone, and here's the thing, and I already saw the AEW sickos are like, oh, well, Tony didn't want him. No, he probably just said, you know what, with how he treated my wife, I ain't going there. And if he respects his wife, he ain't going to go there where they treated his wife disrespectfully and unprofessionally. So I don't blame him for not wanting to go to AEW. And I said, like Paul said, TNA, you get to work with NXT. He can go back to NXT. He's got some unfinished business with Ashanti the Adonis. He can wrestle whoever. Like, it doesn't matter. Like that's the better fit. And I've said this many times too, and I'll say it here. And Paul, if you want to clip this, you can, because you've clipped us with everything from what we said about Indy Hartwell going to TNA. You're gonna see more people not go to AEW. You're gonna see more people go to TNA. Why? Because TNA is on the uprise right now in the relationship with NXT. You're not.
What I gotta see and make this fucking happen.
Hit me.
Cedric Alexander and Mike Santana.
All right now. Okay, you're putting into the universe. I'm here for that one.
Like two guys who in their previous promotions were underrated. Mike Santana's been fucking killing it.
That world title match with Trick was awesome.
Man, you gotta love that match.
Oh yeah. Folks, if you haven't seen it yet, go out of your way, check it. But I feel like those two would be incredible. Honestly, like, have we ever seen Cedric and Nick Nemeth?
No, I don't believe we have.
I don't think we have.
Heck,
Not even on 205 Live.
Not even on 205, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, nothing.
Cedric and Joe Hendry would be fun.
Joe Hendry? Yes.
I believe.
So, speaking of
I said his name, he didn't appear. He must not have heard me.
So, we go from Cedric.
He probably didn't pay the cat tax.
So, we go from steering away from TNA for a second. We now go to this report. And y'all, WWE, y'all better get on this. This is from via Fightful Select. Karrion Kross has a few months left on his current contract with WWE, and the company has not yet approached Kross about a renewal.
How do we know? How do we know they haven't? How do we know?
How do we know? But still.
Wrestle Ops, how do you know that they haven't?
Have you talked to Kross?
That's what I'm saying. But y'all better get on that if you haven't. I'm just saying. I think, I'll be honest with you, with how he even got a great reaction.
Conrad Sapp, you have your assignment. Make it happen.
The reaction he got this week on Main Event, again, is just fantastic. The reaction he got on Raw when he was backstage with Sammy, the reaction. Like, I honestly, with this book of his also as well, I don't see him going anywhere. I think you're going to be seeing the seeds really soon of him going up here. And it's beautiful, man.
And he's even said, he did that interview. I don't know if I think it was with Chris Van Vliet or Van Vliet.
Van Vliet.
And where he said, I had opportunities to go elsewhere, but yes, I am not a grass is greener on the other side kind of guy. It's not who I am. You stick it out and you make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this till I'm blue in the face. If this report is true, which it might be, letting him go would be the second biggest mistake that the TKO era has made.
Besides R-Truth.
Yes, besides R-Truth.
And I am telling you, there are people, like if you're looking to trim the fat and some on your roster, absolutely. Getting rid of AOP made sense.
Yes.
You know, they weren't really getting used. It made sense. But Kross is one of those guys, you had something special with him when he was in NXT.
Yes.
And you are seeing what he is doing. You saw the emotion in that vignette he did. And that was him. He's doing this on his own money. Listen to the fans. They will tell you what they want. Like look back in in 2012 with Zack Ryder and Matt. He made that himself.
The Z2 Long Island story, the YouTube channel, the character, everything.
He made it work. Kross is somebody like, and I told you, I keep rattling this around in my head. You have everybody try and beat Cena and just not able to. So what do? You make a deal with the devil. To the point where you have Kross win the briefcase. What if you have Kross challenge Rollins for money in the briefcase? He weasels it and he wins it. And you have Killer Kross, and drop this Karrion Kross bullshit. Call him Killer Cross.
Yeah.
Have him be the one to take the title off of Cena.
If you book it right and you let him just go, absolutely. I think this is probably the best his character work has been. Like, he's always done very well with his characters in TNA, WWE, but this right now, he is so hot right now, white hot. Just let this man go. Not literally go, like leave the company, but let him go and be him. And I mean, that's the beautiful part about it. Like Dan said, like we all said, and even the signs have said it, push, carry, and cross. And speaking of push, we're going to push on over to TNA because I know Dan's happy because the Inspiration have signed with TNA. Iconic! Well, the Inspiration have signed with TNA again via Fightful Select. The deal was done in the last couple of weeks, and we're told that the two were under contract. Sources claim that the deals are under 1 year in length with the option to mutually extend if all sides are happy. So welcome back to TNA, Jessica McKay and Cassie Lee. Now, y'all, the Iconics, when they were originally in TNA as the Knockouts Tag Champs, putting the Iconics, the Inspiration, against Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance. I'm for it, and I'm going to say this right now. If y'all have not seen Against All Odds, Dana Brooke has grown leaps and bounds from her WWE run. This girl is fantastic.
Looks unrecognizable, by the way.
Yes, but she's fucking worked her butt off. Like, oh, now I'm excited for that. Now, what are your thoughts? And I'll start with Paul on this. Your thoughts on the Inspiration coming back to TNA?
Dude, I popped huge. That was a really, really entertaining pay-per-view, and I want everybody to go back and go watch it because, dude, the wrestling in that pay-per-view was great. It continued stories, and I can't wait for this upcoming week's episode of TNA because I watch it. I'm sorry y'all don't, but I watch it.
Yeah, right. Well, we watch it. Well, we watch it.
Man, he don't watch it.
What? Trick Williams and Elijah had a great main event. Y'all don't watch it. Trick Williams and Elijah had a great main event too as well. The Hardys and Leon Slater and the Hometown Man. You know, that Hometown Man. It looks very, very familiar. Gee, I don't know. It's Cody Deaner. It's Cody.
I don't know. Somewhere in this world, somewhere in Canada, Kevin Owens is literally popping his eyes out, looking at the TV, going, I know that guy. I know that guy.
There's that meme out
That's
there.
not his name. That's Ezekiel. No. That's Elias. No. It's Elijah.
There was a meme I saw of that said, and it was Kevin Owens, doing the kind of like the eye bulging pose, and it said Kevin Owens when he sees the debut of Elijah.
Yeah,
and just for one day.
When he came out on NXT, that's where he was like,
just one, and I know he's injured, and I'm sure if you call him up, he would do it.
Yeah.
Have Kevin Owens come down to NXT when Elijah's out there and just be like, no, that's Elias. That's not Elijah.
But that's the thing too, and we mentioned earlier, like TNA, for what anybody will say, it's really hot right now. They sold out that friggin' venue that they had was great. Like, it was fully packed. Like, this whole relationship with WWE is like really built them back up.
And also with the I don't give a fuck. I'm calling them the Iconics.
Iconic.
What this also does now, the NXT partnership.
I am for the Iconics and NXT and the NXT women's tag titles and the WWE tag titles. I love it. Give me the Iconics against Fatal Influence. Give me the Iconics against whomever. I'm for it. Now, for you, Paul, I mean, how big will that pop be when their music hits and they're on NXT? Oh, God. The people in the NXT will go ape shit in the crowd there for the Inspiration. Iconics.
Dude, everybody would probably shit themselves and with joy with happiness. Not that that's ever happy. Not that there's ever any happiness. You know, when you end up shitting
You shit
yourself.
your pants, man. Just
But
to
you
have-
shit your pants, and, you know, sometimes you're just a little happy. You got it relieved. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
that brief moment. There's that brief
I'm
moment.
just joking. I'm just joking.
Is that
No,
like-
but I mean, people are gonna pop. That's just the thing, is that people are going to pop.
Yeah.
As soon as that music hits, and as soon as you see those two silhouettes, people are going to pop huge. Now, one thing I continually keep saying is that NXT needs their women's tag team titles back,
Oh yeah.
because there are so many damn women there. There are so many possibilities for the women that are there, and they can do it. They can literally, Shawn Michaels can literally make it happen with all those women there.
Yes.
None of this trying to make the WWE women's tag team titles run back and forth between the main roster to NXT. No, none of that. Let the women on the main roster be there and let them do their thing. But man, it's the possibilities are endless there.
Can I just say, like Billy Madison, apparently to Paul Morales, it's cool to shit your pants, but like Billy Madison, it's cool to pee your pants.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
That is the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Let's go.
Let's go. Speaking of letting go, we're going to let go into our When Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank talk. But first, I have to put this on our screen. According to via PW Insider, there's already talk within WWE about how to merchandise Mr. Iguana coming out of Worlds Collide. Man, the Iguana has taken over.
I kid you not. In that arena, as soon as his name was announced,
Yes.
and he came out, I mean, that pop was huge. Literally, it was. I had all of gente, all of Mexico inside of that arena, all inside of the forum, and I kid you not, that pop was huge. As soon as he came crawling out from the back, I mean, it was awesome. That was probably one of the better pay-per-views that I've ever been to, or PLEs, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Whatever, one of the best shows I've ever been to, as far as like TNA, NXT. You know, this is my first AAA show, but I mean, it was joint, but still was freaking amazing.
As Paul and his lovely wife got to see this show. Was your wife into it, man? Like, come on now, man. There was a lot.
Yeah,
of-
we were enjoying it.
Okay.
Sorry, but the one thing that she was really into
Oh boy.
was Stephanie and Lola.
Ah,
My wife is gonna leave me for Stephanie Vaquer,
Did she legit?
and
say
maybe
that?
Lola Vice too, because
Now
I'll
is that?
send you the gift here. But oh my God, we were just like, huh. My wife was over here just like, I could die now. I could die now. I'm just like looking at her. I'm like, you gonna leave me for these women? That's just it.
Then the friggin' victory pose of Lola just shaking her hips, and then the bop. I got to see that gif. So the gif will be inserted here. But no, that whole entire pay-per-view, first and foremost, Mr. Iguana, Lindsay Dorado, and everything that went into that. Like, that was a perfect fit for the LWO. And then you had Aerostar, who we've seen on Lucha Underground, and Octagon Jr., which led to them beating the other.
Lindsay Dorado giving the iguana the standing Spanish fly. Make that make sense.
That was funny. It was great. Like, he did the Spanish fly. They're all like, I don't want to touch the iguana. Let's play fucking hot potato with the iguana. The experience of this whole thing. Ray came out and everything. I think before we even get into the matches, like, a lot of people were really stuck out. And Dan's mentioned, you've mentioned it. So the commentary team is Corey Graves and Conan. Corey Graves did a great job. Conan, he was knowledgeable and he explained the AAA product very well, but, not enough oomph from Conan. Not enough oomph from Conan.
I think they needed a third.
Yo, my mom.
As much as I loved them on commentary, and I think Conan has a lot of room to grow, because I don't know if he did AAA, right? I don't ever remember him being on the commentary at AAA.
I think a couple times, but mostly he's been the booker.
Yeah, and that's just the thing is like seeing him out there, and I just feel they needed a third person because to kind of, and Conan could have been the one to kind of give us a little bit of knowledge of all the guys from AAA, but man, just to hear them on commentary, I watched it back. I had to watch it back because one, my wife made me watch the match again because she needed to see that double devil's kiss. She needed to see it again.
Can you blame
And we
her?
were and the arena was
Ah! Did you like
Can you
Conan?
blame her?
throughout the arena.
Did you like Conan on commentary? He's like, I like that. I like that.
I like it. I like that. I like
You
that.
know, Rey Mysterio would have been a perfect choice to help out with commentary.
Yeah. Right? I mean, he did come out at the beginning, though, and gave a little love to the crowd. I thought it was great that we also had the Mexican national anthem and our national anthem. Lillian Garcia, doing her thing throughout the entire show. You go, Lillian. You go, girl. We love you,
You
Lillian.
go, girl. You go.
Rey Mysterio,
Everything in Espanol the whole time.
Can I just say Vero Rodriguez, Finn Balor, you lucky man. Like, God, Finn Balor.
This man was on TikTok speaking to Vero. Here was the thing is that his dream match is actually with Rey Mysterio.
I like that.
And I would love to see Mr. Iguana against Rey Mysterio. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. Like, his character and presentation is hilarious. But the other thing that came out of that match was Dominic friggin' is just like, hey, my dad's a deadbeat. And you idolize a deadbeat. And then Octagon Jr. and him friggin' go at it. And then he goes, I'll see you at Money in the Bank. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have friggin' Octagon Jr. down for the IC title. Paul.
Shout out to our girl, Denise Salcedo. Because Denise, I love you to death. But girl was right by the damn entrance. She was right by the ramp. Oh my God. The pictures that girl got. I am sorry. Thank you, Denise, for blessing us with all those amazing pictures of all those entrances that came out. And Ray's got a scruffy face. Ray's got facial hair now, man.
Yeah.
Up close and personal by Denise. She was like, I got you. But man, no. It was a great show. We thoroughly enjoyed it, especially the last match, especially Vikingo versus El Grande Americano.
No, that was Chad Gable.
I mean Chad Gable.
And
So-
can we just give some props to that?
Like Chad Gable, and El Grande Americano. He goes out there
10
and
stars. I don't care what anybody says.
they go
10
out.
fucking stars.
They have this match and they start out, they slow it down a little, then it picks up, then they slow it down. The friggin', oh God, that 630 to his back on the outside, the moonsault through the table, the springboard 450, like everything that they did, they freaking killed it. This was a showing out for both of these men. Everything worked so smoothly, so perfectly. It was just awesome. Perfect first opponent.
And I will say this because I think it would be a real smart move. Like, if you want to get real heat, the AAA mixed tag titles are Mr. Iguana and I apologize if I'm saying her name wrong. La Hiedra.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're close.
Something.
Have them face Liv and Dom.
That would be beautiful.
That would be sweet. I like
But
that.
I'm sorry, but that man was over. And that man needs merchandise.
Oh,
That man right there is somebody we did not know that we needed in WWE.
and we need
That
more.
man is over. And did you
We
see the
got to
crowd
have it.
reaction?
Yeah.
Did you see the crowd reaction at Money in the Bank? Man, them people went nuts for him.
Yep. When he was on
Over.
camera. Yep.
Over in a matter of hours. Over.
His life is about to change forever.
Oh my God. Like,
Forever. Give me that iguana. Give me merchandise with that iguana.
I guarantee you, Paul Levesque already made a phone call to marketing and probably said, guys, start making the fucking iguanas.
If not him, Nick Khan. Look, Paul, Nick, that iguana right there, that man right there needs some merchandise.
You can sell
Make
a
it
replica.
fucking happen.
You can sell a replica of that iguana for like $50.
Mhm.
People will pay.
No, whoa. We need them priced nicely. Be nice to us. Don't be trying. People want that for Christmas. We ain't trying to
Well, here's
spend
what I
$50 for an iguana.
You have
I could
like,
go get a real one for cheaper.
have like tiers, like have like, you know, obviously like the high end version. They
No,
do it with the
go to
mask all
bed,
the time.
man.
Go to bed.
Get out. Get out.
So
Man, that thing better be encrusted in emeralds and diamonds if that's gonna be $50.
So the other thing I have to comment on, besides Chick Tormenta and Dalis doing their thing,
Oh God.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, but this was me and my wife throughout. We were drooling literally throughout the whole match. My wife was just like, you didn't even tell me that they was thick. I'm like, babe, I didn't even.
First of all,
I'm sorry, but my wife is gonna leave me for Stephanie Becker and Lola Weiss. I'm
And she
sorry,
ain't
but my
even
wife
mad.
is gonna leave me. And if I'm gonna leave her, it's gonna be for Chica and for Chick and
Dalis.
the other chick and Dalis. That's who I'm gonna leave her for. But then again, you know what? We just we just here to enjoy and salivate. That's all we're there for.
by the way, I did not realize this, but when I was looking up Dalis's career before this, like that girl is 50, and I had no idea. Like, hey,
And did you not know that woman has been across this world
yes, I did not know
for
that.
several promotions?
Yes.
And she is still looking amazing in that ring.
Yep, same with Cheek Tormenta.
No, I ain't talking about curves. I'm just saying she looked amazing in that ring.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
those two.
I'm looking at Miko Satomura.
Yeah, Mako was friggin' like in her 40s. Yep.
Yeah.
But you know, and honestly, like, look, seeing the success that they have had over this, fucking incredible. And you know, with merchandise, the masks sell so well.
That's all you saw outside. That is all you saw merches outside. Not the ones for WWE. No. All you saw up and down the block, leading away from the forum, merchandise guys had like little mannequin heads with masks on them. Man, they were making a killing because people were walking in buying them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You have
For their kids and for them.
you have marketing and merch here that's gonna sell big time.
Oh, yeah.
The Lucha
Like,
Libre crap.
if you, I will tell you, having bought the Penta mask and I've got the Ray Phoenix one ordered, whenever WWE shop gets them made and shipped, I'm on it. I digress. If you put up some of the others, I'm talking like some retro Rey Mysterio Jr. masks, Pagano masks, Psycho Clown, everybody. Give me a fucking Waparka mask.
Oh my God. Pagano. Oh my God. That man was over too. Him and Psycho Clown were both over. I am telling you, that whole fucking show was awesome. Beginning to end, that show was awesome.
And I'm wondering, looking at
We
it,
need to
I
run it back and
wonder
do it again.
the current view count on it. Let's see, WWE.
So let me ask, were you shocked to see Legato win though? Because in a way I was thinking Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown were gonna win.
You know what? Though I'm not really shocked. I
Okay.
wasn't really shocked because they have lineage in the company too. Both all of their family,
the Garza
uncles and father, the Garza family, they're all with AAA, CMLL, all have those roots down there in Mexico. So the fact that they won doesn't surprise me, and it was a good match. I have to admit, it was a really, really good match.
As of right now,
Okay.
and mind you, this is a little more than 24 hours at the time that we're shooting this, folks.
Uh-huh.
The listing for WWE Worlds Collide is currently at 2.7 million views.
Hot damn. And the fact that they only did this on YouTube, wasn't even on Peacock. They put it on YouTube for free.
The reason why they put it on YouTube was because not everybody has Peacock. So
Yep.
even in Mexico, for them to watch it, you put it on YouTube. It's worldwide, you know. So for them to watch it worldwide, you know, it's great. It shows a lot, and I think by the time we run it back here again with us, it'll probably be twice as much as that.
Oh yeah.
I think the only other thing to mention before we get
And I watched it again, and I watched it live and I watched it on YouTube.
Before we even get into Money in the Bank, I have to put this over because if y'all have not seen the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT North American title, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ray Phoenix, holy hell!
10. I don't care. I would give that thing 10 stars. Man, that thing was action-packed beginning to end.
Laredo
Who
Kid,
knew that Ethan Page could move like that?
he did a Hurricane Rana. And I'm
Dude,
like,
yeah. Dude, man, I even told my wife, I said, dude, I've never seen that man move like that.
as long as we
That
watch
man has lucha skills that you would not know that he had. And shout out to Ethan Page. Shout out to you, man. Dude, you tore down that house. And you're great, dude. I will give you your props all day.
Everybody shined in this, from Laredo to Javon.
On Evans.
Oh.
Fuck, man. That
dot-
leap over the fucking top rope, dude.
Yep.
He fucking hit Ethan Page, flew onto the table and off the other end of the table.
Conan had the great line of like, I wish he would have hit the Spanish announcers too. And I thought that was that whole match, and the right winner won. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am excited for Ethan Page and Sean Legacy on Tuesday. That's going to be really something special to see and a sight to see. Everybody shined. Like, that's really all you can say, folks. I mean, like Dan mentioned, 2 million on right now on the YouTube channel, but it's like this
almost 3 million people
In under 2 days.
in under 2 days, because this show was that good. Paul watched it twice. He was there live and he watched it on the YouTube because it was good. It was 5 impactful matches that encompassed the history of Lucha Libre and showcased WWE, TNA, AAA all in front. It was good. Do more of these.
What
More
they
of these.
did.
I would like Worlds Collide to be yearly, man. If not twice a year.
And what this also did for people that only know of AAA from reading about it online or hearing Ray or any of the other luchas talk about it,
Mhm.
this introduced Lucha Libre to WWE fans that maybe don't know that style. Every single fucking person that competed on this show, WWE or AAA, stepped up. And the pressure that the AAA crew must have felt, knowing so many new eyes were on them, that they had to step up.
Agreed. And it's a thing where the pressure's always on with this company now because
Applause to every single fucking one of them.
exactly.
Look, let me. I just want to get this in real quick
Bring it
because both my wife and I have family members. My wife told me her grandma used to watch Lucha Libre. I mean, it might have been CMLL. That was fine, you know, but it doesn't matter. We used to watch Lucha Libre. How I got into wrestling was literally my grandfather, when I was literally like 4 or 5 years old, used to go visit my grandma and my grandpa. He would always watch Telemundo every weekend, you know, and it was always CMLL. We would watch Lucha Libre. That was literally my introduction into wrestling. That was my course of what I loved about what wrestling is today. That was my beginning. Same thing with my wife. My wife said her grandma and her grandpa used to watch it too. Her aunts and her uncles all used to watch it too. So it was a family thing for us. And I watched people walk in with their families, young kids who were probably no older than, you know, I was when I first started watching, or when she started watching. That was this whole thing. older generation bringing in their kids and their nieces and nephews, however you want to look at it, you know, introducing them to what lucha libre was. And the fact that 5 matches, these guys went out there and busted their asses to just amaze everybody that was there, beginning to end. Dude, I love this show.
You know, to me, that style, you know, and Mike, you know, I know you're a bit of a young guy, so you may not remember this as much.
Okay.
When I was a young kid, watched a lot of WCW. You know, back when it was actually a good product to watch. I'm looking at you, Eric Bischoff. And I remember seeing a guy. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything like this. A guy in pink trunks and a pink mask wrestling Dean Malenko. And I had never seen anything like Rey Mysterio Jr. I had never seen anybody move like that. And I remember, because before, you know, primarily we had giants. You know, we had guys like Hogan, Warrior, people like that. And to see that in WCW, guys like Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis, La Parka, which La Parka back then, I know it's not the same La Parka. He's somebody
You're about 3 generations into that, La Parka.
Given his size, he was somebody that could move. Like he was someone much shorter. And to see that, you know, that to me wanted me to see more of it. And, you know, people say, oh, well, that W is going to water it down. If this is what we're getting, I'm not worried. And what they're also, I got to imagine it's coming at some point, the AAA tape library.
Oh yeah, you know what's coming. Absolutely,
dude. And here's the thing about Lucha Libre. Your shirt is exactly it. All gas, no brakes, literally to the fucking end. Beginning of the show, end of the show. All gas, no brakes.
I'll tell you what
and they were fucking awesome.
And I just had this thought in my mind and I want it. Seth Rollins versus Vikingo.
I would be here for that all day, every day.
And you know Seth can go. We've seen Seth do wrestling like this.
Yes, if they give him the opportunity, actually, there are quite a few guys that are on this roster now who I could see going with guys that are in AAA right now.
Ludwig Kaiser could do it.
Oh, even better. That would be another one.
Give me Gunther. Give me everybody, whoever is on that roster, because they can do it. And I mean, everybody can adjust and adapt to the style or even perform that style. We have so many people.
JD McDonough.
Perhaps JD McDonough, absolutely. And first of all, Dan, I was alive when Rey Mysterio made his WCW. He may have been like 2 or 3 years old, but you know, he was well, first of all, I was born in 92, so when Rey Mysterio Jr. debuted in WCW, I was 4. But yes, I saw the later.
I'm trying to be nice, Michael.
No, but see, the thing is that we talk about the very first Worlds Collide. That was in 94.
94. I was 2. Yes,
okay. That was one of those. That was one of those moments to where, and you know, they touched on it during the show, you know, talking about the lineage of what Worlds Collide meant, you know, talking about the history of AAA, talking about the history of Lucha Libre in general, you know, and, you know, talking about the history of that style of wrestling. You know, it was just beautiful. You know, it was a beautiful show altogether. Amazing, talented guys going out there, busting their asses and doing what they do.
One last thing before we go to Money in the Bank. You mentioned the beautiful video packages with Conan, how him saying, you know, they're not going to try to Americanize this style, which I thought was very nice on Conan's part. And they show the history of AAA. Tony, this is what you need to be doing with everybody that you have from like other promotions, video packages. So people who are not familiar with the product can get in tune with the product. Tony, I'm looking at you, Tony Khan. That's how you do it. That's literally how you do it. Well,
there's the one guy that's going like this.
Yes, that GIF will be inserted here. Now we move over to Money in the Bank. I figured we'd start, since we mentioned a lot of Lucha Libre, but we'll keep it flowing because we were happy to see this. We were shocked that they added this. Dominic Mysterio and Octagon Jr. Yes, the match was only like 5 minutes, but what they did in that 5 minutes was awesome. Octagon got a lot of influence in, then the slight distraction, then the frog splash to the back 1, 2, 3. They worked their butts off for the 5 minutes that it was good. I got to say, I enjoyed that match. AAA representation.
Absolutely. And, I remember when Dominic Mysterio started about, 4, 5-ish years
5
ago.
years
now.
ago, COVID, yep.
To see his progression from then to now, wow. It's really incredible to see. And he's someone, his confidence has grown, had an amazing match to where I want them to run it back.
I do too.
Oh, I would love it. I would love for them to do that again. And, forget Liv being out there. Get that girl out of there, and let Dom do that lucha style. Even for him to go to AAA. I would love to see him take that IC title to AAA, Triple Mania in August.
Hey,
I would love for him to go there and do that. I would love for him to go there and work with anybody there. I don't care. He could even do against Mr. Iguana for all I care. Hey. Give me that match. Oh my God, dude. Full circle.
Yeah, Berto and Angel on Triple Mania. Give me Dominic on Triple Mania. I'm here for it.
Absolutely. And for the LWO guys and everyone that does it, people that have been away from the lucha style for so long, it meant just as much for them to be able to do that style again. And again, I can't say enough nice things about everybody that competed. That you showed up, you showed out. Well done.
You want to know what this tells me is that you guys thoroughly loved the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you guys watched it. We were messaging back and forth, dude. We were there messaging back and forth throughout the whole show, and it was, dude. I can tell how happy you guys were with everything just by your responses to me. I could tell how much you guys were seeing it at, on your however you were watching it. But for me to see it live, to get your reaction to everything that was going on, dude, I love you guys, man.
I love you too, man. Yeah,
Papa more of it. Give me more.
Give me more of it, man. Give me more. Papa Lark and I were watching it. He said the same thing that Paul said, that they should have had a third commentator on there. We were enjoying it. It was perfectly done. The production was great. You had them explain AAA. You had everybody go out there, balls to the wall, like Dan said. That was the perfect introduction presentation for those.
All gas, no brakes.
Introduction to AAA. Ha! And speaking of an introduction, and you talk about well done, because we're encompassing a lot of emotions with these events over the weekend. They did the right call. Naomi won the women's Money in the Bank. Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, Big E and her getting emotional at the post show, and then Naomi going right back.
Oh man, fucking Big E, man! You can see Naomi was mad. No, Naomi was mad, but she was like, "I get it." Like, dude, that's a lot of love. She was trying not to break character. She was trying.
I'm a heel, damn it.
She's just like, damn it, don't you? No, I'm a heel, man. She's like,
I looked because she's probably like, shut the fuck up,
you son of a bitch.
But you see her walking out though after she won it. Like, she got to the back, she was cheering, and she got very emotional. Like, she was holding back those tears. But man, as soon as Big E got on her and said what he said, man, I shout out to Naomi, shout out to Trinity. Trinity.
This woman has been with this company for 15 years, man.
You and I have known each other a good number of years now.
Yeah.
And since the start, I have said it. Naomi has been busting her ass off ever since she started with the Funkadactyls. She busted her ass. And she's had the 2 title runs.
10 years.
The 2 title runs. But what she did, she went to TNA, reinvented herself, and she became Trinity. She showed who she was, and she's been back in the WWE for a spell now. But she has again proved herself, and I said it last night on Kicking It with the TSK. Link is going to be down below. Mike's going to put a link in. She popped number 2. When you completely reinvent your gimmick and you go from one end of the spectrum to the other, it's either going to be a slam dunk, it's either going to be an out of the park grand slam, or it's going to be a flop. There's no middle room there.
See, Mercedes, that's what you're supposed to do. Reinvent yourself.
This was a grand slam, out of the park, gone. And it worked to the point where, honestly, I hope they don't rush her cash in.
I hope she doesn't lose. Because they were hyping up that women's has been 100%. I'm like, if she's the first one to lose the cash in, I'm gonna be pissed. I will be royally pissed. You have to have her beat Tiffany, and if we can get her and Jade for the women's title, I'm here for it. Go ahead. No, what are you saying?
No.
EO. You want to beat EO?
No.
Okay.
No. Like I said, you let her hold it for a while.
Okay.
You have Bianca win one of the titles. Could be either or.
Okay, I like that even more.
And then you have her take it from Bianca.
All right, you see.
Ooh, long-term storytelling.
Out of nowhere.
Compelling.
I feel you, but I'm saying that.
Think about it. You want long-term? Have Bianca win the Royal Rumble. Have Bianca win the title at WrestleMania.
Don't tell me you're going to have her do the heist of the century.
The heist of the
2.0.
To the point where, honestly, here's what I would do. Let's say you have Bianca versus, and all right, we'll just say Becky Lynch. Just it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Let's say you have Bianca versus Becky, night 1 of WrestleMania, last match, and you have Bianca win it, and everybody's celebrating. Everybody, her music's going. You have her family right at ringside. You have the tears flowing. And as she's in the ring, on the ropes, celebrating, who comes out from under the ring? Naomi, with the briefcase, cashes in. And that's what you do.
So, okay, now with your compelling and y'all yelling about long-term storyline, I got to add to that the reason why I like that even better now with Naomi cashing in Bianca. But the reason I'm saying Tiff is because Tiffany is the one who cashed in on Nia during their women's title match. So I look at it from a stance too. You could do it either way, where she holds it long-term and cashes in on Tiffany or Bianca. I would be fine with either. Also, the fact that she went to that woman's house, which is one of the.
But I think Bianca makes a lot more sense.
More sense, yeah.
I mean, I love Tiffany, and I really, really do, and I think she's gonna hold it for a while, but it all depends. Like, do we get whoever wins the king or the queen of the ring, or the queen of the ring, to cash in, to face her or to face Io? But I think if it's Bianca who wins it, that would be an interesting. That would be interesting.
I mean,
to say the least, whether it's on SmackDown or whether she takes on Io, it doesn't matter. No, I'm just saying that it would be interesting.
I want to go back to, I think it was either this past SmackDown or maybe it was the week before, where I think it was Nia maybe, but it was a backstage segment, and you look in the background and you just see Naomi standing there.
Oh, that was when Jade was talking with Tiffany. Yep.
So imagine you keep seeing that. You see it on both shows, on Raw, on SmackDown, and you just see her holding the briefcase.
Oh, you could
motionless.
You could definitely run that across brands, and I mean, like you guys mentioned earlier,
good in NXT.
That even better with what we have now with JC Jane and everything. I agree, and also Sol Ruca with the North American title.
I don't know if I want to water it down like that, and it's weird.
It's on SmackDown.
It's weird because in the presser after Money in the Bank, like they were talking to Becky Lynch, and Becky
Oh,
Lynch
that too, yeah.
talked about it, about the possibility of Naomi winning Money in the Bank and cashing in on her, and I'm like, are we gonna go back to this again? Like, the main title is the focus. Don't bring that up.
No.
I don't need anybody to win Money in the Bank and want to go for the secondary title. And I only say that in regards to, like, we know who tried to cash in on the United States title.
Austin Theory.
Why? Because Roman Reigns wasn't there. And it was like, God, it didn't make any sense why the hell Vince wanted him to do that, but it just doesn't make any sense for anybody to go after the secondary title. You want to be the main champion on whatever show, brand, or whatever you want to be on.
My daughter.
Maybe go down to NXT, maybe just as a couple of hints to JCJ, but
have her show up on TNA.
Hey, that's even
that one will be even better too. That one will be even better.
Bitch, look out. I mean, I look at it like this, y'all. With her career, with, like we mentioned, NXT and the third season, to the Funkadactyls, to Team Bad, the original heel turn, the Glow. This is some of Naomi's best work, and I got to put this out right now. Like Naomi and Becky at the presser talking about, my daughter wanted Naomi to win, and then my daughter cried after Lyra beat me up. After I won, I'm going to tell you right now, Lyra and Becky have had Becky. You can say what you will about Becky, but her feuds, like this match with Lyra, was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can say what you want about Lyra, but you want to know what? That girl has made her main roster run with that IC title
count
some of the best we've seen her. Even when she won the world title, the women's world championship in NXT. This work that she's doing right now is by far the best. And I want to see her get that title back and work her ass off, because that girl is fucking money.
It made sense just because of the fact that Becky was the douche heel, had the tights, made her raise the hands in all four corners, and she laid her out. Like, you want to see more of that. And
but you love that Lyra. You love what Lyra did afterwards.
I did.
Man, laying out Becky, that was beautiful.
That was awesome. It was a perfect presentation, man.
I almost thought that they were gonna do like a double turn, like, because Lyra had a look about it. I'm like, are they gonna have her go kind of psycho, like, because they kind of like
look like that.
Maybe at some point they'll go that route.
You know that this girl is over when her people are doing her theme.
Woo!
Yeah, when people are still or are singing along with her theme, and they applaud her every chance she's in that ring, because that girl can go. Period.
Well, I go back to even like watching her on NXT UK for the short time during the pandemic era. Like, you knew there was something special. They built her up with those vignettes and just running through the field and just everything that worked there. And then when even she went over to NXT, like, you started to see some glimpses. Her and Tatum Paxley were great as a team, even getting into the singles run. Like, she has hit on all cylinders since coming up to the main roster and thus her WWE tenure thus far. And someone who's been hitting on all cylinders, but damn it, you can't get a goddamn win in this fucking match. Seth, yeah.
I gotta say it.
Go ahead.
Paul, you talk about people singing her song. Ric Flair's probably pissed. He's probably like, "Where's my thing?"
God damn it. So, LA Knight.
No, I'm sorry, but Tatum Paxley, you just mentioned her name. That girl needs a run.
Oh God, like,
for as crazy as she is, that girl needs a run. Like, I don't care if it's the North American title. I don't care. That girl needs a damn run.
Like, they're teasing that she might
give
be
me what I want.
Me too, but they're teasing her in the Cullen. We don't know what she's gonna do. She's still so distraught, but she's so good. Like, she definitely is gonna be a future champion. Like, her gimmick is perfect. Like, she plays it to the T. From the girl who was just used to be Ivy Niles' partner to this psycho character she's doing now. Oh, it's great. Like, she's found her niche. And speaking of niche, God damn it, LA Knight. Like, I was like, let's have LA Knight. Yeah, the fan favorite. But I'm not shocked that they gave it to Seth because they want to continue the story with Jey Uso and what he's doing now. And 2-time Money in the Bank winner Seth Rollins. But it happened, as we all had a feeling it was because of what happened with SmackDown. All gas, no brains. He heard the whole thing. I hate you, Solo.
The pop.
The pop for I hate, and everybody said in unison, I hate you, Solo. The Samoan drop, the Uranagi through the ladder. And first of all, Solo Sikoa and his facial expressions. Come on, LA Knight, yeah. Come on, I'm with you guys. Come on, why you want to hate on me? The man, the man is entertaining. Yeah, the man is entertaining. His facials. Teddy even said it on our show. Like he's one of the best guys segment wise because he's so funny. He's adding character. He's adding charisma. Like for the guy who just was so stoic and beat people up and didn't speak, this dude has developed this personality. He's been great as a heel.
Solo has come so far in the last year.
Right. It's beautiful.
And to the point where if he had won Money in the Bank, I wouldn't have hated it.
I wouldn't hate it either.
And just that moment with Jacob, like to the point where it makes you want to tune into SmackDown to see where this is going to go.
Do you guys?
Kudos to Solo because, dude, that ladder spot where he went through the ladder, he landed on his arm. That dude's gotta be in pain.
That friggin' Uranagi. Oh. Now, do you see it being a tag match with Jimmy and Jacob against Solo and JC Mateo?
Yeah.
We mentioned Chad Gable, the MVP. The camera missed it. Braun Breaker literally speared that boy out of his boots in that cell job.
Oh my God.
Poor Chad. El Grande Americano, bitch.
That's not Chad Gable, Mike. Just stop.
Grande.
I'm sorry, El Grande Americano. Oh my God.
The Starbucks guy.
That spear. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed just
broke him in half.
Broke him in half. Them just mollywopping everybody. Like this men's Money in the Bank, both Money in the Bank matches delivered, but this one was just out of this effing world.
The fact that you have the chant, that's Chad Gable. No, it's not.
Yes.
Oh no, that was at the forum too.
But
they were doing the exact same keeping. That's Chad Gable. No, he's not. That's Chad Gable. No, he's not. And they were even doing the "You suck" chants on his entrance too. So,
yes.
Dude got wrecked, and he went into that match, that hurt. Money in the Bank match, already hurt. Like, and the fact that he still had a great night. Gable, to me, one of the absolute best they have in that company now.
Oh, agreed. I mean, that whole Money in the Bank match was just fantastic. Should LA Knight have won?
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally any of them. We went with.
Yes.
I think you guys have to give Andrade a lot of credit.
Oh, Andrade was fantastic too.
And because he looked phenomenal in that match. Yeah, we kind of thought that maybe of the 6 he was not going to be it. And I think that would be the bottom part of the 6. I think the top 2 were probably either Seth or LA Knight. Penta was down there too, was down near the bottom. Solo. It's just in my mind, like it should have been LA Knight, but I get it to continue the story. But I think if you wanted to do something, if you would have given it to LA Knight, I think what you could have done is had Seth Rollins win King of the Ring.
So here's
or you give LA Knight the King of the Ring.
Here's
because he needs it, dude. You need that.
Do something with him.
Give me LA Knight versus John Cena. I don't care. Yeah, but give me that.
And here's the thing. Because we know where this is going to go with, similar to AEW and Mercedes Moné, we know where this Rollins cash is going to go. He's not going to succeed with his cash in this time. He's going to cash in. Roman's going to return and cost him the title. And it's going to lead to Roman versus Seth again.
Yeah. I think
You know that's where this is going to go.
Royal Rumble.
Or maybe they do it tomorrow night after Jay beats Gunther.
No, because you need something for Royal. You need something for WrestleMania next year, and I don't see Roman being in the title picture next year, because only because it doesn't make any sense to me.
And honestly,
for him to be
Roman
in the
never
title
needs to
picture.
win another title.
No, he doesn't need to win another title. I think we're at the point where he can just be Roman Reigns. And I mean,
the tribal chief.
The tribal chief. And I mean, you guys mentioned this as well. And I've got to just put over the women real quick before I play Bully Ray's comments on LA Knight. Can we give a shout out to the Code Red spots from Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss onto the ladders, that spot. And also the fact that Stephanie Vaquer got to do the devil's kiss on the ladder.
Mommy.
Mommy, yeah.
You'll be right here because I said so.
But
God, man, that was awesome. I don't care. That whole freaking women's ladder match was fucking awesome.
Same. You got.
So was the guys.
We say it throughout this show. Like both of these shows fucking delivered. Like there was 2 nights of solid action. Everybody worked their buns off. And I mean, before we get to speaking of buns, who we just are just happy and we're so friggin' hot over this because it's like, yes, they gave us what they want. Give us what we want. We got to go to friggin'. We got to go. Thank you. We have to go to Bully Ray talking about LA Knight.
Yeah.
Person in this match who needs a victory like this. Let's see if me and Tommy are on the same page. Tommy, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight.
Yeah. He needs it.
I think an LA Knight victory could be very similar to a Tiffany Stratton victory, in which the victory is a big deal. The story, the episodic television leading up to an eventual cash-in can be very entertaining. The actual cash-in can be very entertaining. But then after that, because there's not a lot of depth to LA Knight right now, you've gotten everything that you could get out of him at this moment. That's how I look at his character right now. There is a person.
I think he hit that spot on. I think if they don't have him do it next year or have him win King of the Ring, like even have him win King of the Ring, either way.
That's what I know. That's what I just said. I said have him win King of the Ring, man.
All right,
or if not, Royal Rumble.
Like he's one of the hottest guys right now, merchandise wise and everything. Give us something with LA Knight. Give us something. And speaking of somebody that gave us something, man, we had this main event. It was John Cena and Logan Paul against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso and the drone, because Logan Paul literally took a superplex with a drone in his hand. And the friggin' Samoan splash, he moonsaulted Jey Uso through the table, which was an amazing visual. He worked his buns off. He's a douchebag, but he worked his buns off. John Cena and Logan Paul having the dissension. I'm Logan Paul. I'm here to teach you. And they all went back and forth. And it was not bad. It really wasn't a bad match. Again, solid night of action, but then the moment hits. John's referee's taking care of Logan and Jey Uso, and friggin' John Cena hits the friggin' title over the head with Cody again. Then this hooded guy comes in and absolutely spears John Cena. And then the unmasking happens, and who is it? It's R-Truth, goddammit. And then he hits Cena with the title. We want truth. We got truth. And then Crossroads, So You Won't Be Lonely by Cody Rhodes to John Cena. 1, 2, 3. Cody has pinned John, and Cody and Jay won. And before we even get into R-Truth, I have to mention this since we mentioned Cody and Jay. Yes, I know everybody was anticipation because they mentioned on the post show. Yes, they were drunk at that at the presser. Cody's like, just in case y'all didn't know, we were drunk. And I'm sure they were drunk, a little tipsy friggin' during that one as well. But oh man, they were hilarious after the event. I thought that was funny. I thought it was
No, what's very interesting is the power of the people. People
Yes.
power.
People
power. It's you can't say that we can't make a difference, that we as fans can't make a difference, like we can't bring somebody back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so amazing. Now I see We Want Coda coming back, trending on X, and I wouldn't mind her coming back, but it needs something to have. I would love to see her back. I would, I would definitely love to see her back. But the fact that we, as wrestling fans, did this, the fact that we went out there and the night after he was released, that everybody thought, oh, this was a joke, or this was him being, R-Truth being R-Truth, Ron Killings just being Ron Killings, being joking, it's June 1st, and oh, he's gonna say, oh, April Fools, oh wait, it's not April. But it really happened, and that he was let go out of his contract not one day after facing John Cena at Saturday night's main event. It just baffled all of us to no end. We could rant on. We ranted. We literally ranted about him not being here, and not 6 days later that we want truth. We want truth. We want truth. All those chants that were going around from arena to arena, from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown on Friday, were everybody on social media getting on there saying, we want truth. We want truth. That was trending literally hours after he was announced that he was off. And we got what we wanted. Ron Killings back in WWE.
The best was his son, Chris, here. So Chris would go on in response to Triple H, implying that R-Truth situation is all a part of the show. And he wrote on Instagram here, stop the cap, which I thought his son was hilarious for posting that. And I mean, even when Triple H has said it, I'm like, you damn well are trying to cover your ass, because y'all know you fucked up. Y'all know you fucked up. So he's trying to cover his ass. And this is where the report came out from PWInsiderElite.com and Mike Johnson. R-Truth is indeed back and will be going under the Ron Killings name going forward, at least initially. He was on discussions with several about appearances and independent bookings several days ago, so the decision to bring him back happened over the last 72 hours. Thank you, Nick Khan. Thank you, Triple H and Nick Khan.
Okay, so I'm going to be real here as to what really happened in a nutshell.
Okay.
WWE got caught with their fucking pants down.
Mm-hmm.
They thought that, we can, and this is basically Vince McMahon style, except now fans are like, no, we're not doing this shit anymore. They got caught with their fucking pants down, and the fans and the talent were like, this is fucked up. You got rid of somebody that is universally beloved by everyone. And I think they knew they were going to have a problem if they didn't bring him back.
Oh, yeah.
And here's what also happened.
Go ahead.
They tried to bring him back. Ron Killings basically said, fuck you, I'm not coming back. It took, like you said, Nick Khan calling him. Triple H probably tried calling him.
Oh, I bet he did, yeah.
Didn't take the call. I think Truth was hell-bent and ready to say, you know what? No. I think Truth was ready to walk. And you know what? This goes to beyond wrestling. Know your worth and stick to it.
I agree, man.
I have to go to something that Mark Henry said on Monday. And he literally said that he took a pay cut. Like we're literally talking about guys who have taken pay cuts in WWE, from what they were making before. And he mentioned that he took a 60% pay cut, just to come back to the company. He was ready and willing to walk away. He threw him an offer, said, hey, you know what? I'll make this, blah, blah, blah. So from what his last amount that he was making, for him to come back with literally a 60% pay cut. And he took it. Why? Because he could be in WWE. It's where he wanted to be. He didn't want to go anywhere else. He wanted to be in WWE. So he said, I am going to take the 60% pay cut and I will come back. Had they offered that to R-Truth, to Ron Killings, had they said, hey, look, where your pay rate is at, are you okay with taking a 60% pay cut? He probably would have said, yeah, I'm here. This is my family. This is where I want to be. Had they offered that to him, that probably would have, this probably never would have happened. But what you got was a resistance from not only the fans, but also the people that worked there. And I'm not just talking about the people that are the talent. I'm talking about the people that were in the back. Kathy Kelly. Oh my God, such an emotional promo shortly after R-Truth came back. She said she didn't want to cry. Inserted here.
Since we thought we would.
But you heard Kathy Kelly. You heard her voice. You heard her cracking. She loves that man. She knows how much he meant to everybody back there. All the talent. And Mark Henry said, Bully Ray said it. Dave LaGreca said it. There were so many who had said he could have went down to NXT and been like a coach for them. Showed them, how to do promos. Showed them how to do things down there that they could, take and bring up to like the main roster. Working on promos. What is R-Truth? Literally a comedian. Working who could do promos for anybody and help them.
Right.
But dude, that's somebody that needed to come back. That was a big mistake by WWE.
And I mean, throughout the week, you had friggin' TKO. Like, not even after that, they were just like, oh, yeah, we got a great weekend of Money in the Bank and UFC and all this. And everybody's like, fuck you. We want truth. Like, just like, don't be friggin' just like promoting this shit. Act like nothing just happened. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for R-Truth, he's going to get one final run, as his son posted on Instagram. Like, congratulations on the final run. You get Ron Killings as opposed to R-Truth. Him and Cena run it back. Give me either Saturday night's main event or Saudi. Like, I'm here for it. It was so good to see R-Truth back, Ron Killings, someone who's been so beloved, someone who deserves to still be here. And I mean, that's what you love to see. You just love to see the power of the people.
The WWE Championship.
I know you want it on
Ron Killings just once.
Just one time.
Leave it long. Just fucking get it done.
I know.
I don't care if he's cashed in on by Seth Rollins. I don't care. I don't care if it's a failed attempt. I don't care. I just want to see that man have one run with that title. I don't care if it's a week. I don't care if he does Kane for 24 hours. I just want to see a good run. I just want to see that title held above that man's head one time in WWE.
I don't care if it's a Sting / fucking Rey Mysterio Jr. where they lose it the same fucking night. I want history books. When the history books of the WWE Championship are written, I want to see Ron Killings on that pile list.
I think we all agree.
Give us what the fuck we want.
I think that's what we all want. Damn it. I think that's what we all want. And I mean, when you think of R-Truth, Ron Killings, he's really one of the blessings and the best joys about professional wrestling, including in the WWE realm. So the truth is he's back. And the truth is we got a hell of an ending to the main event of Money in the Bank. And now we move forward to Queen and King of the Ring. And we also move on to Clash of Champions. A lot is going down as we're recording this tomorrow is Jey Uso and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be a fun time coming up in these next few weeks as we on the road to Saudi. And we appreciate y'all listening to this event, this fine program that is the weekly review. Paul Morales, before we close this out, where can we follow you on the social medias? The floor is yours.
The Dead Man of RWT. Of course, you can find me on X. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. But if you really want to look for me, go into my X profile. Of course, my link tree will be down below. You can find me on all my social medias down there. Also, I want to say congratulations to all the graduates. Again, I said that once before. I will say it again. My nephew Tyrone, all his friends, Stanley Escobar, Owen. God damn it, I wrote all their names down. Angel and Matt, all his friends. Congratulations to all of you for graduating. I will have a bunch of little pictures that I will send you, to put right here. Okay, anyways, but aside from that, also my nephew Calvin, congratulations. He graduated too. That was middle school. All the high school graduates. Look, man, y'all are going to be the next generation to lead this world. Do your best to change it. Mr. Daniel Crimmins, my brother from another mother. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram.
And not on Pornhub.
Nah. Mike will put the links down below. And to go off your point, Paul, kids, world is yours. The world needs good people. To quote the movie Scarface, the world is yours. Know your worth. Don't settle for anything less.
Wise words. Mr. Michael Larkin, my brother from another mother. Where can we find you, my brother?
He's the one on Pornhub.
Oh, yeah, he's the one on Pornhub. Sorry, my bad.
So the last thing I'll also add to the graduates there is just keep being the best representation of your presentation. Just keep showing up and showing out and living this thing that we call life. And with that being said, you can follow me on SM Show 1 MCL92 on Twitter, Larkin_92 M Larkin MB on the Instagram front, StephenMikeShow.com, LFCfights.com. The LFC podcast is on this channel, as well as the weekly review with Paul and Dan and I, the Uncaged with Dan and I, Deep into the Heart of Wrestling with Nicola Rob and I, the Stephen Mike Show, Pop Culture History, everything in between, On the Mic with Mike, and so much more. Just stay locked in and ready and enjoy this fine YouTube channel and the fine content that is provided with it. So with that being said, Paul Morales,
Nicola, SMD.
suck my dick, number 2. So with that being said,
Don't forget, fuck off.
That too. With that being said, for Paul Morales, for Daniel Crimmins, my name is Mike Larkin. This ends another edition of the weekly review. Suck my dick, fuck off, and I'll pay you.
I'll pay you.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
I can't even, man. See y'all next time.
About time that I got recognition. About time that I completed the mission. About time that I got the promotion. Fear can't stop you when you're devoted. Then I started, I outsmarted all the places in my mind left uncharted. And now I'm confident, put the effort in. Now I'm moving up like a Jefferson. I'm never stopping, even when things get tough. This is a cheers to graduation, 'cause I'm on my way up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
The past is gone. Now's the future.